Good morning, students. Today we discuss about the construction of CNC machines. See, I already know the different types of NC machines which we are using in manufacturing: CNC, NC, and DNC. In this chapter, we know the what are the construction parameters, how to design the CNC machines, and what are the application of CNC machine in a manufacturing process. Here you have what are the main elements of CNC machines. As you know, the machine is a device which performs the number of operations. Same in a mechanical machines. In a CNC machine, we have number of elements. The main elements are these. First one is the machine structure, which shows the machine structure or outer layout of the machines. Second one is the guideways. Guideways are used to hold the fixed and moving parts in the machines. Next one is the spindle and spindle bearings. These are bearings to provide the support for rotating shaft and rotating elements in the machine. Next one, P drives, that are the motors to convert the electrical energy to mechanical energy. Next one, measuring system, that is the inspection device which we are using in CNC machines. Next, controls, software and operator interface. This is related to the software applications. How to interface the mechanical machine to computer and how to carry out the operations of a machine with the help of a computer by using the part program. Next one, gauging. Gauging are the device used to maintain the work in the CNC. Tool monitoring. To observe the tool, we need a monitoring. That are two types of monitoring: direct and indirect monitoring. Next one, mechanical power transmission. That is a conversion of one form of energy to another form. How to convert the mechanical power to electrical or electrical to mechanical. Next one, position feedback elements or systems. These are a feedback device. From this feedback device, we know the output status by the given input value, or we control the output as per the requirement. Next one, additional accessories. These are additional accessories or additional devices which are used in a CNC to carry out the work. The last one is the chip removal system. That is the removing the outlet or chip during the process. First know the design of the first element of CNC, that is the machine structure. Here we study the design factors involved in the machine structure. If you want to design the machine structure, what are the factors we need to study or we need to know? Here we know the three types of load, that is the static load, dynamic load and thermal load. If you know the details of these three load, we can easily design the structure of a CNC machine. That is the first element. The first factor is the static load. The static load of machine tool results from the weight of slides and the job. This is a static in condition. Second is the dynamic load. Dynamic load is the changing force acting on the structure. That is the moving parts. On that we apply the load. That type of load is the static load. The dynamic load is also used constantly for force acting activity on the structure when the movement is take place. Means when your device is moving from one place to another place, we need to apply some load. To analyze that load is the static load analysis. Third one is the thermal load. You know what is the thermal load? That is the load applied when the material or object is in a thermal condition. That is when heat that situation, what is the load we are applying. In some machine tool there are number of local heat sources which causes the thermal gradients within the machine, during which we apply the load. That is the load indicates thermal load. These are three main factors you need to know the design of machine structure of a CNC, that is static, dynamic and thermal. Next element is the guideways. Here you know the different types of guideways. First one, what is the guideways? Guideways are the device which are used to hold the machine tools in manufacturing applications. That is the working parts. In this guideways we have different types. First one is the frictional guideways. That is related to the friction. You know what is the friction? That is the rubbing surfaces, we get some vibration. To avoid that one, we need some supporting devices. That tools is called a friction guideways. They are suitable for a conventional machine tools in the manufacturing. These are low cost and good damping properties. Second one is the V guideways. See, V means here the shape of these guideways are V, that is the alphabet V shape. That are again a guideways to hold the some devices, but it is a V type. The holding path is a V type, which are automatic adjustment due to gravity action and always keeps the surface in contact. That is, they are auto controlled guideways. These are mainly used for automatic adjustment of your elements in a CNC machine. Not only in CNC machine, in general mechanical machine also we are using these guideways. This is the structure of a guideways. The first part is the guiding surfaces, that is a providing tooling. In that guiding surfaces we hold the devices. Here we hold the device element for the machine structure. Next type is the flat guideways. These are name itself indicates that is a flat in construction or simple in construction. That compared to the V type, these are a flat or straight. These are quite large bearing area to moving parts. They are mainly used for the flat surfaces holding devices. That is, flat type slide ways separate the guides are provided for the saddle and tailstock movements. Means in lathe you may see this type of guideways, saddle and tailstock movements. In that movement we need to some holding devices. That type of hold devices or guideways are flat guideways. They are same in V, but in a structure they are in simple, that is a flat in structure. Next one, dovetail guideways. This is again same as a flat, but structure is a dovetail. Dovetail means a reverse V structure. They are better bearing properties compared to the other guideways. This type of guideways are used for moving parts in a considered essential. They are also used for milling machine, tables, saddle and knees. See, these guides were mainly used in the tables of milling machines. That is the dovetail guideways as compared to the first two categories of guideways. Next one is the cylindrical guideways. This is again with respect to that construction they called it as a cylindrical, that is appear in a cylindrical. They are easy to manufacture and easy to hold. This type of guideways are fits in the bore of the carriage, as there is no point contact to the load bearing capacity is low. These guides are suitable for short travels with light loads. These are mainly used for smart machines, that is lightweight machines and short travels. Moving distance is very less. In that elements we are using this type of guideways, that are the cylindrical guideways. The structure shows the cylindrical shape. Only here guideways means work is same, only that design structure is changed. With respect to that, they classify the different types of guideways. Next one, what are the overall functions of guideways? We know the guideways and different types of guideways. Here we mention the some functions of guideways. First one, control the direction of carriage. Which control the direction of carriage means which control the movement in one side to next side. With respect to user, which can control the direction. Next one, to hold the workpiece. As you know, these are a holding device. These are mainly used to hold the workpiece as well as to hold the tool. Next, to absorb the static and dynamic loads. Means each act as a supporting device for workpiece as well as tools. By supporting that one, they absorb the static and dynamic loads. Next one, the control the direction of carriage on which a workpiece is held. Means it's same as the first one. Here, control the direction of carriage on which we place our workpiece as well as the tool. There are some important functions of overall guideways. Next element is the feed drives or feed motors for CNC machines. Use the different types of machines. In that some are mentioned here. First one is the servo motors. You know the servo motors. That motors used to convert the one form of energy to another form of energy. These are also used for feed drives or feed motors or drive motors. Second one is the AC motor and DC motor. You know the AC and DC motor, alternating current motors and direct current motors. Third one is the torque transmission elements. That is a torque transmission to convert the one form of energy to another. In that, elements of linear to angular movement. How to convert the linear movement to angular movement? That is first one, a gearbox. In gearbox we can control the linear, that is a rotational to linear or linear to non-linear by screw and nut. By rotating that screw and nut, you convert one form of movement to another form. Second one is the timing belt. In that timing belt, rack and pinion. This is similar to screw and nut, rack and pinion. Rack rotates, pinion moves forward and backward. That is a clockwise to forward, anti-clockwise to backward. That is how to convert the linear to angular. That a linear movement is directly converted to angular, or angular is directly converted to linear. Next one, couplings. Couplings is hold to more than two shaft at one place. That is a supporting device for shafts. To hold the shafts in machines, we need to use couplings. Next one is the mechanical transmission system. This is already as told, convert of one form of energy to another, that is a mechanical to electrical. The main advantage of this system is to transfer the components which are in the force and motion from drive motor to the slide. There are two types. First one is the rotary motion to linear motion, that indicates a recirculating ball screw nut, that is a rack and pinion and screw and nut. Second one is the torque transmission elements, gearbox, timing belt and couplings. These are two category of mechanical transmission. Elements used to rotary to linear and torque. Next bit, that is bearings. Why you use the bearings in the machines? For support and to reduce the vibration and to increase the life and to reduce the wear and tear. Same in traditional machines. CNC also you are using some bearings. Then what are the bearings used in CNC machines? First one is the hydrodynamic bearings. That is hydrodynamic, in that hydrostatics. Here hydrodynamic and hydrostatics are same, only here lubricant is different. In hydrodynamic we are using a oil lubricant, that is a liquid lubricant. In hydrostatic we are using a solid as a lubricant. The construction and working is same. Next one is the anti-friction bearings. To reduce the friction we are using a anti-friction bearing, in that ball bearing and roller bearings. Here again ball bearing and roller bearing are same. In some time we are using a solid balls for bearing purpose, that is a ball bearing. In some case we are using a rulers or rulers for bearing, that is a ruler bearings. In solid ball bearings, first one is the deep groove ball bearings. If you place the ball deeply on the groove surfaces, that is the deep groove ball bearings. Second one is the angular contact bearings. That is the same as a ball bearing. Here contact between the bearing and that providing support is angularly contact. In that first one is cylindrical roller bearing and tapered roller bearing. With respect to position of your ruler, we can classify the cylindrical and tapered. The cylindrical means that is purely cylindrical. In tapered also you are using the rulers, but the position of that rulers are in tapered size. These are some bearings you are using in the design of CNC machine tools. This mainly you are using a hydrostatic and hydrodynamic and ball and ruler bearing. Hydrodynamic and hydrostatics ball and ruler bearings, which are mainly used for the purpose, that are the application. Here you know the structure of these two bearings, hydrodynamic bearing and hydrostatic bearings. Again construction of both is same, only thing is different in these two. In one hydrodynamic we are using a oil as the lubricant. In hydrostatics we are using a solid lubricant, that is a powder. Again inlet and outlet of that lubricant is same. These two structure indicates the hydrodynamic or hydrostatic bearings. Next one, methods of measuring system. Here is the different types of measuring system. One is the direct measurement system. Second one is the indirect measurement system. In a direct measurement system, that is a measurement take place directly. That is a directly we can measure the device or axis elements do not affect the measuring positions. These are high degree of accuracy. Here second one is the indirect measurement system. In this system, they are less costly and compared to the direct measurement system. Here the measurement parameters analyze as the source of others. That is indirectly we can measure the some parameters. These errors can be reduced using the various error compensation features available on the CNC systems. Next one is the monitoring system. Here again two types, direct and indirect. In a direct monitoring, the monitor tool conditions are directly by using the touch probe. That is directly we can monitor the system. Second one, it is the offline tool monitoring system. This is very easy compared to the indirect. Here we directly observing the source, we can measure the tool system and operator conditions. Second one is the indirect measuring. This one is the indirectly by monitoring the change in parameters, same as indirect measuring. Indirectly checking the tool head's position as speed drives noise emission, or in some case you may heard by observing the sound we can analyze the condition of your tool. That type of monitoring is the indirect. It is an online tool monitoring system or line tool monitoring system. This give an alarm signals to an operator to change the tool. Means indirectly they give the some information or to take the decision in a control system. Next one, tool changing. So when you need to change the tool, that is a tool changing activity. This is also called as a tool changing or automatic tool changer or ATC in a CNC and DNC. This indicates to change the tool in the process of a machine without disturbing the other parameters. That is, a ATC changes the tool very quickly, reducing the non-productive time. Generally, it is used to improve the capacity of the machine to work with the number of tools. Means with the number of tools operation, we work the indirect option. That is a tool changing activity. That is a tool changer. That is the activity. This is a device. ATC is the device which carrying the capacity of the machine with a very quickly and very urgently in the productive time, or reducing the non-productive time and reducing the unnecessary wastage in the machine to work with a number of tools. Next one is the pallet changer. In some time we need to change the total pallet in the machine. That is the automatic pallet changer. The work is same as the automatic tool changer. Only thing is different here. We need to change the pallet. And how to change the pallet in the automatic work. Here consists a number of parts. That is center in line gauge, angle gauge pin, gripper part, male polygon. The lines match during the measuring procedure. That indicates to change the pallet for a different operation of a work. It example for this one, you perform the one workpiece and we need to change that workpiece. In that we place the ATP, that automatic pallet changer. If the pallet is moves, automatically the next workpiece will come on the workbench, the work will start. That is only pallet is changed, not a tool. That is just continuously with the number of operations. Next, description of pallet changer. What are the description? Physical description of a pallet changer. These are some physical descriptions. This consists of 3 pages. In first page, it consists of x-axis pins. That is the same as x-y-z axis. X-axis pins by the rack and pinion. In second, pallet itself. That is a chain or belt. That is my presses, centering, pins and hydraulics. Then next one is the whole cycle of pallet exchange take place approximately 100 seconds. That is to change a pallet in work or in machine, it takes 100 seconds. Next one, it consists of a shifting slide. That is a shifting of a workpiece, not a tool, which will be disconnected and pallet is ready in machining position. When the one pallet is completed, automatically next one will come and work continues. These are 3 pages. Selecting, change and continue. The description of pallets. Next one, torque transmission elements. As you already know what are the different types of torque transmission elements. That is the mechanical power transmission. First one is a gearbox. By using the gear, we can transmit the torque from one to next. These are also used as a transmission elements in a CNC. Next one is a timing belt and pulleys. These are similar to gear. Instead of the gear teeth, we are using the wheels. On that wheels, we are using the belt on pulley. Again, using the V belts with the gears. These are less noise compared to other lubrication problem. The timing belt drives system is a first two transmission system. These 3, gearbox, timing belt and pulleys, same, only construction is a change. These they are mainly used to transmit the torque from one to next. Again, these are a part of a mechanical power transmission. that you know already in the previous slides, how to transmit the power from one to next. Next again, flexible coupling and taper lock bushes. These are last elements of CNC machines. These couplings are used to drive and the driven shafts. They are mainly used when the driver and driven shaft are coaxial. As I told, couplings are used to hold the number of shaft at one place. In that situation, you are using the couplings. In this coupling, they are used the driver and driven shaft. The further heat and elastic deformation causes additional misalignment, means they produce the some misalignment problem. In that situation, we use the flexible couplings. They are used to control that flexibility in your work. Again, flexible couplings are mainly for controlation of your shaft movements in a CNC machine. In this, we can consider a number of different types, but in our studies we know what is the only definition of flexible couplings and how to use these type of elements in a CNC machine. Again, these are one holding devices, mainly for more than two shafts at one position. The last one is the taper lock bushes, that is to lock the tapers, to lock the taper shaft and hub of the gear. Again, these are some torque transmission elements. These are used to couple the shaft and hub of the gear. Shaft and hub of the gear to couple at one position and to transmit the torque through the friction without any backlash. Means without any backlash we can transmit the friction with the couple of shaft and hub of gear. These are elements of CNC. By these elements we can easily design the CNC machines by the number of parameters. Only thing here, first to design the machine structure, guide ways, bearings, tool monitoring system, tool measuring system, mechanical transmission system, and automatic pallet changer, automatic tool changer, and torque transmission system. These all parameters shows the construction of a CNC machine. If you know the details of these parameters, we can easily analyze the construction parameters of CNC machines. Thank you.